ERPs are providing solutions to the customer to be as efficient as possible in making decisions, in connecting the different devices out there in the field, even though it's a mobile computer, a POS system, a tablet, whatever it is, it's all connected in the same system. So you know where your device is, what the status is. You can get information on the customer address, whatever it is, on billing information, etc. So those type of system, what's doing is making sure the operation is as efficient as possible in streamlining everything through one ERP.
And what's interesting too is some of the new technologies that are being utilized, like augmented reality, for example. If the WMS or ERP, not necessarily ERP, but WMS has the capability to take advantage of cutting edge technologies, because not all do, they can really speed up processes, especially like bin picking. You know, that's going to be something that we'll see a lot more of probably in the future.
What kind of challenges could customers expect when deploying one of these new ERP systems?
I think that's different from every end user, right?
Yeah, correct, exactly.
Because I've talked to a few where some are pulling their hair out and some are in love, they love with the process. I think what I would say is one of the big things is just because you're taking on a new updated ERP, a brand, or you're adopting a new one, maybe for the first time, maybe you're switching, or even WMS. There's an expectation there that I think we have to make sure we have all hands on deck to support. And sometimes I think the scope of the internal resources that are going to be required to help feed the information to that ERP or WMS provider to make that thing work as efficiently and up to speed and as expected can sometimes be overlooked.
Yeah, and you know, it, like you said, it all depends on the end user and what type of system they have in place right now, where they want to go, and what that process is going to entail. And then it's something that's not going to happen in one day. So it's, you know, I think you can delay it as much as possible, but then understand what the benefits of implementing that either new ERP or transitioning from one to the other it's going to bring, and then maybe it makes sense to go through that transition now than waiting because you're afraid of, you know, how much it's going to interrupt your process. But at the end of the day, the transition is happening because of the reason, right? So it's going to bring you different benefits. It's going to improve efficiency, productivity, etc. So it's just understanding how the process is going to look, and then what's your current situation and where you want to go.
Yeah, that's one of those things that they're painful up front, but when you get to the other side of it, that's over with, but everything's going well now. You know.
What are some typical timeline expectations that customers should realize when they're getting ready to deploy these new systems and new hardware?
It depends on the project, right? So it takes months to a year. You know, it's...
As a hardware provider, I would never say that I'm an expert in setting their expectations for that. But what I can tell you is what I've seen some customers experience, which is, you know, if they've truly kind of got themselves ready to accept and move forward. You know, I've seen ERPs as little as 4 months. The typical time frame is about 8, but I've seen some that usually the individuals who had stressful interactions, they're in about a year. I don't always know the answer why to that, but what I can say is those who are prepared properly tend to have a better experience from
you need to be prepared, and you need to be willing to understand the interruption that's going to, you know, bring as part of the process. So once you're on the other side, you got to understand why it took, you know, that time, or you went maybe through some hoops, etc. But at the end of the day, the benefits are definitely going to make sense, and you'll see why you went through it. And yeah, I think, you know, customers, they may want to avoid that process, but then if they don't implement it on time, maybe the competition is doing it, and then they're bringing all the benefits and making better informed decisions.